Fala galera do mundo mágico, another video for you. I hope you have a good Christmas with your family and friends, and here's another video for you with very interesting information. So my first video, I have this theory that Corvus Lestrange was baby Corvus Lestrange wasn't dead at all, and that possibly he was alive, and perhaps he ended up being in Rio de Janeiro. Putting everything together with my first video and my video about Abernathy gone to Rio de Janeiro, plus a few other things that you have to notice about the stories of Fantastic Beasts, I come up with this new theory that Abernathy is actually baby Corvus Lestrange, and there's a good reason for that assumption. First of all, we know that Yusuf Kama, who was asked to avenge his family name and go after the thing or the person that Corvus Lestrange, the father, loved the most, he then swore the promise to his father that he would go after baby Corvus Lestrange, because that's what Corvus Lestrange III loved the most. So, but he didn't die, although he made the unbreakable vow. So that means that Corvus Lestrange, the baby, or Corvus Lestrange IV, he is still alive. And so far we did not know where he was, and now I think I came up with the answer for that. He's Abernathy. And the reason why I believe that, not only because Yusuf Kama, he did not die, but remember in the beginning of Crimes of Grindelwald when the chariot with the Testros got near to the water, got filled with water, and got pulled out of the water with Abernathy inside of it, or so we thought it was Grindelwald, but actually ended up being Abernathy. So he is Corvus Lestrange IV. According to the prophecy of Tycho Dodonus, it says, a son cruelly banished, the spirit of the daughter, and the part that talks about Corvus Lestrange the baby, return great avenger with wings from the water. So who was the person that returned with wings from the water? It was Abernathy. Plus, we now know that he is coming to avenge something. Probably the situation that he grew up with and far away from his family. Also, related to Abernathy theory, we gotta think about it that when the Lestrange genealogical tree was removed from the Lestrange vault, remember who was the person who retrieved it? There was Abernathy, dressed as an old lady in the movie, in the script, in the book script. We don't see that, but we know that from the movie. But we know that Abernathy retrieved the Lestrange tree, and we noticed by the time that Newt and Tina, they got into the Lestrange vault, that only a Lestrange was able to retrieve the information from there and find the box where the Lestrange tree was placed. So we can only guess that probably Abernathy was aware of his identity, and he used it, guided by Grindelwald, to retrieve the tree. So Abernathy probably was a Lestrange, and probably he was Corvus Lestrange. So somehow Corvus Lestrange, the baby, survived the drowning, and he lived to become Abernathy. And Grindelwald went after him, found him, probably thinking that he was the other kid that he was looking for, the one that's related to who Grindelwald believes that's related to the Dumbledores. But then he find out that Abernathy wasn't exactly, after hearing all the story of the Lestranges, Abernathy wasn't exactly a Dumbledore. He was actually a Lestrange, and he was actually Corvus Lestrange IV. And at the end, then he finds out with the information that whoever is the other kid, and whatever the kid is, he is actually the one that he believes should be related to the Dumbledores, which turns out to be Credence. So yeah, that's why I believe Abernathy is actually Corvus Lestrange, and that's why this is important to the stories. And the story that's gonna come up in Fantastic Beasts 3. Probably they're gonna reveal that in Fantastic Beasts 3, since J.K. Rowling has already said in Twitter posts that answers will be given, so questions will be answered. So probably we'll find out about Corvus Lestrange there. We're gonna find out that's actually so simple and easy, that it was Abernathy all along, and we'll find out, perhaps we'll find out more about the real identity of Credence. And another reason why I believe Abernathy could be Corvus Lestrange's son, or baby Corvus, it's because we know from the story of Corvus Lestrange, the father, that he was a very weird man, and when he was obsessed with a specific woman, he just took what he wanted. So, unfortunately, for me, in that scene, when the scene when we first see Abernathy in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, when he talks to Queenie, he seems kind of obsessed with her, and I believe that this obsession is gonna play an important part in the next movies, perhaps the next one. So in my opinion, the reason why Queenie have to be in Grindelwald's side, it's because Abernathy asked for that, and he just is obsessed with Queenie, and things probably will not end up well between Queenie and Abernathy, because he's just this weird person, so like his father was. So and I believe that Grindelwald know this about Abernathy, or at least he knew part of the story about Abernathy since his childhood. He probably went looking for the child that he thought was related to the Dumbledores, and he probably visited with Lita and Credence when they were little, and therefore that's why he recognized Lita in the mausoleum. But and Lita probably recognized him somehow, and he probably find out that one of the babies drowned in a boat, and probably the baby was switched, and so he went after the child to look for the child and see where the child was, and probably found Abernathy. So, and I was mentioning before in my videos that Abernathy, especially in the second movie, Crimes of Grindelwald, he had this funny Rio de Janeiro accent, the Carioca accent. So I do not know if Abernathy and Grindelwald had been there before together long time ago, or if Grindelwald had been there to Rio de Janeiro or Brazil, you know, just before Crimes of Grindelwald. So, but in any time before Crimes of Grindelwald, the movie, they have been there, both of them, and that's why the story is gonna happen in Rio de Janeiro in the next movie, because there's something in there that they're gonna be looking into. Another thing that I think it's worth of mention about their journey in Rio de Janeiro is that if you look into the arts and the books, you'll kind of get some glimpse of what's gonna happen in the next movie and what's their quest, along with what I was saying about my previous video on the constellations in the south. So if you remember, Grindelwald and Dumbledore made a blood pact, and if you remember, from that blood pact they got the vial with their blood drops. So that's the picture that's in the book, right? So you'll notice something interesting about the picture. Let me see if I show. So for me, this sounds like a cross, sounds like constellations, right? And let me show you what I was talking about, the South Cross. That's one of the major constellations in Brazil, just because it always shows the southmost point in Brazil. So this is the Brazilian flag, right? So, and the Brazilian flag, all of these stars here are constellations in the sky above Brazil. So some people say that that was the exactly construction of the constellation when Brazil was constituted as a country. I do not know if it's exactly the case, but in any case, that's pretty much a good depiction of the sky in Brazil and in South America. So if you see this right in the middle here in the flag, there is a constellation of 4 stars and one small one in the middle. So that's the South Cross constellation. The southmost star, which I think it's hard to see from my t-shirt, but the southmost star here, it's the biggest one and the brightest one in the constellation, and it always points the southmost most point for navigators. Same thing is the case with the vial. It has a cross construction, it points southwards, and then in the middle there is something that holds the blood, a drop from not Voldemort, from Grindelwald and from Dumbledore. So I think that's gonna have a major play in the stories of Fantastic Beasts. Somehow the most important star in the constellation is the southmost one, the brightest and biggest one, but I believe that it's gonna the middle one, you know, or the coordinates that points to the middle one will have an important play there. So the smallest one. So I do not know exactly how they're gonna play into this, but it's gonna be there. The middle star in the South Cross constellation is called Intruder because it destroys the shape of a cross, having a star that's not quite in the middle, but and it's small, but it's there to disturb, you know, the perfect shape of the cross and the constellation. So that's something that's probably gonna play a major part in the stories. Another thing that I thought it was interesting, and I will discuss about this in other videos that I'm gonna talk about only beasts, but this is a picture of the Wooping Evil from the first movie. And look at this. Look at this bottom part of it. For me, the tail of the Wooping Evil looks like the Blood Pact vial. And why I believe that they have some connection, the Wooping Evil, it looks like the big blue butterflies that we have in Brazil, in some areas in Brazil. And blue butterflies are beautiful, and they are rare, and then they are very appreciated, but at the same time they can be deadly. Some of the species of butterflies in Brazil, we are not allowed to touch them. So sometimes people say, oh, touch the butterfly here, because I have this assumption from Brazil that you should not touch butterflies because they can be poisonous. So I don't like to touch butterflies. And so this is a rule in Brazil: don't touch butterflies because they can be deadly. They have poisons in their wings, and it can, you know, it can harm you somehow. So you just don't do it. So that has a certain connection with you know, the Wooping Evil as we know it. It's some deadly creature that has some poison, but and it eats brains. But at the same time, their poison can produce something that's actually good. If you make a potion with it, it can erase bad memories. So perhaps, you know, they took this whatever venom poison from the Wooping Evil and use it to make the Blood Pact, and that's how they got the vial. So I don't know, there's lots of loose information there, but I just making the connections from the arts, from the books, and from what I'm seeing, and it seems to have some connection out there. So I hope you like this video, and I'm still gonna make another one about the beasts that will be in Brazil. This is gonna be one of them, and also about the Celarius book, which I haven't had the time to do that, but I wanted to first put this video out there about this new theory, the Abernathy is actually Corvus Lestrange. I hope you like it, and if you agree or disagree, please comment below so I can, you know, see what you think, and I might be right, I might be wrong. Maybe somebody else out there knows better, and then we can discuss and we can get into a conclusion. You can get into the right track of things. And if you like the content of my channels, please subscribe below and also hit the bell, and every time I have a new video you can have more information about what I want to share. So have a good new year, and yeah, bye bye, ciao.